Hello everybody, welcome to my channel and thank you for joining. Now in today's episode we're going to talk about the buy rounds, okay, a complete guide, a full plan, everything, because it's been requested, okay, and I did do a video of this pre-season, but that video got taken away because it was one of those self-destruct videos. We didn't keep it too long. We didn't want to show it off because I was trying to promote my friends, and I said if you don't subscribe by this certain time, the video will be taken down, and we had to take them all down. Anyway, let's not talk about that now. Just coming down. We're going to show you. I'm going to show you now a plan. Okay, it's a good plan. Okay, for the buy rounds, and it's actually more important that we do it now because the plans have probably changed since pre-season, only because we have a rookie crisis. Okay, it's very bad. We did predict a rookie crisis pre-season, but not this bad. Okay, it's worse than we predicted. Now, let's continue. Now, let's talk about the buy rounds. Okay, now, planning is important. Okay, planning very important. Okay, however, luck is more important right now. Okay, so luck is really important because in the buy rounds you can plan as much as you like, but if a player like, let's say, Bontempelli's reported for a week, Taranto's reported, Merritt's injured, you've got 3 primos missing, you're already in trouble. Okay, so you do not want any injuries in that buy round. Last year, actually every year that I planned the buy rounds, I cop injuries. So I've never come across, the last probably 3 years, as much as I've planned for these buy rounds, I've never come out on top. Believe it or not, I can't. And I'm planning for these buy rounds, and I can't come on top. However, luck has to switch. Eventually, luck has to go on your side. All right. So if you plan and luck is on your side and no one is injured, you're gonna fly. You're gonna absolutely fly for these buy rounds. Now, what do we need for round 12? All right. So round 12, what do we need? Let me explain it to you now. Just come down. In round 12, all right, we need 20 players. I'm going to write it down here. 20 players. Take the capitals out. 20 players that can score 100 plus. They don't have to score 100 plus, but they have the capability of scoring 100 plus. You need 20 players that can do this in your whole 22, all right? So we're talking about now 20 keepers. All right. Now, if you have 20 keepers that can score 100 plus, then you can afford to have 5 round 12 buy players, round 12 buy players missing. Okay. Are we now? Let me explain. Okay. Now, what are 20 players that can score 100? Okay. Who's going to have this many? You're going to ask me. Well, let me show you. Okay. Dawson, Dacos, Sinclair, Sheasel, and Day. They can all score 100. On any given day, all right? Let's go to our midfields. Bont, Taranto, Merritt, Kelly, Green. They can all score 100. Now, Hopper can score 100 on any given day, all right? I'm not going to talk about Setterfield now, okay? Just coming down. So how many do we have so far? We've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, okay? We have Marshall, that's 12. Gorn, that's 13. We have 5 here, so that's 18, all right? We're going to have one more next week, that's 19, and that's going to be most likely Steele, all right? So we're going to have 19 players that can score about 100 plus next week. And then we have 2 players that may score 100, but they're not guaranteed. So these are 80 plus players, all right? So we asked for 20 players that can score 100 plus. We have, next week, we'll have 19. All right, so next week, we'll have 19. But there's still plenty of time to go for the buy rounds. So 19 we have. 19 players. 100 plus, we have this already. We have 2 players that can go 80 plus. And we have 1 player that can go 70 plus. He can also go 88, as we just seen. Okay, Cincotta, 88, is actually averaging 77. So we can actually have 3 players. Make that 3 players. Because Cincotta, we can put in that category now. They can go 80 plus. All right? Now, if we put show the bye rounds. Put round 12. How many of these players are missing in your team now? We want 5 maximum, all right? And keep in mind, we're going to bring in Steele next week, who also does a round 12 bye. So we have Sinclair, that's 1. We have Marshall, that's 2. We have Dunkley, that's 3. Goulden, that's 4. And Sinclair, that's 5. So we've got 5 players that are 100 plus missing, and 1 player that's 80 plus missing. All right, so let's get the notepad out. So we have 5 players missing that are 100 plus, and 1 player missing that's 80 plus. So what we're at the moment with the current team we have, which is current as of next week, because I'm planning for next week. All right. So current team that we have, we're going to have 14 players that can score 100 plus, and we're going to have most likely 2 players that can score 80 plus. So that's, how many players is that? And is my maths correct? So that's 22. We've got 6 missing. So we've got, that's correct. Maths is correct. So now we need to find, because we need 18 players for the bye rounds. So we need to find 2 more players that are rookies. So now we're going to have 2 players that will probably go 50s. Okay. So that's our breakup. Now the perfect breakup for this is to have 15 at 100 plus. All right. And 1 at 80 plus. That's the perfect breakup. Well, we don't have that right now, but we're very close to it. So we've got 14 at 100 plus, 2 at 80 plus, and 2 at 50s. And the 50s are all over the place. And they're probably not even going to play. We've got Ruyan, we've got Davey, and we don't know if they're going to play. So, but we need to have these rookies playing. And at the moment, just work on 2 rookies that are going to play, because we're not going to have that many. Might have a Weedle next week, so we'll see how that goes. But round 12 is covered. Okay, now if you had 4 players missing, which we don't, all right, if you had 4 players missing, then you got this well and truly covered. So then you'll have 15. But the aim is to have 5 players missing, plus have 20 players that can score 100 plus. That's very important. Or 15 of them on field that can score 100 plus. That's the goal, okay? Just come down. That's for round 12, all right? That's your must goal. And if you've got 15 players that can score 100 plus, and then you've got 1 player that can score, let's say 2 players, because actually no, we've got 1 player. 1 player can score 80 plus, then you're pretty much laughing. Okay, so in my case, I might even trade out Ashcroft on his bye round and bring in a big boy. So that will cover the 15th player, and I'll be set. Okay, all right, let's move on. Now, round 13... it's actually when it gets tricky, believe it or not. We're all going to fly past round 13, all right? But it actually gets tricky in round 13, because in round 13, you're going to upgrade your team. Now, who is available to upgrade? Well, the only players that you can bring in, and you have free trades, all right? And the only players that you can bring in are around 12 players, okay? Round 12 bye players. Now, who are the round 12 bye players that you can bring in? Let's have a look. Let's find them now. Just come down. So what we do is we go to our players. We go to filter. All right. We type in the players that have the round 12 bye. So we've got Brisbane Lions. All right. We got Freo. I've actually memorised this now. We've got Freo. We have St Kilda, and we have Sydney. All right. These are the only 4 teams they have the round 12 bye, so there's the only 4 teams of players that you can purchase. Now, you're most likely gonna bring in at least 1, okay? So it can be any one of Luke Ryan, Sorong, Neil. Well, it won't be Darcy because you'll already have your rucks covered. Chances are it won't be Dunkley or Marshall because you probably have them, all right? The odds are you'll probably most likely have Sinclair and Steele by then, all right? So let's go by average, actually. Who else is there? There's Jake Lloyd. Who else? Well, that's about it, okay? So the only players that you can bring in, all right, are Ryan, Sorong, if you don't already have Sorong, that is, all right? So if you have Sorong, you can't bring him in. Neil, if you don't have him. If you have him, you can't bring him in. And maybe wood if you're on a tight budget. Maybe you're poor like me, have to go for wood, but just come down. Right, there's wood, there's Lloyd. All right, there isn't many options. Okay, and there's Sinclair, and there's Steele. All right, now who else is there? Mills, maybe, if you might be interested in Mills, but I don't think he's having one of those great years. I mean, you might be interested in Owens or Cox, Goulden, but there aren't many options, okay? So, Parker, maybe. Let's have a look. Go down here. Parker, maybe. But is he a top 8? Maybe a Brayshaw, actually. I just saw Brayshaw there. Maybe Brayshaw might be okay. Okay, so well, you've got a few more options, okay? So options, but Brayshaw's not really setting the world on fire. Who else is there? I'm going down a list now, and I've pretty much, that's about it, okay? So these are the only players that you can bring in round 12. Sorry, in round 13, all right? So now, if you have already got Ryan, Sorong, Neil, Sinclair, Steele, there's no one left for you to bring in. You're going to have to bring in Parker or Brayshaw. Okay, you don't want to bring in around 14 by player or around 15 because you're going to have to buy the following week. There's no point. So you're going to have to bring in only around 12 by player you can bring in. So as I said, it's going to be one of them. And you could probably bring in 2 because in round 12, you can actually do a rookie swap and try to build up some cash. So that's an idea as well. Anyway, let's continue. Well, let's have a look at our round 13 bye, and like all of you, I would say like 95% of you, 99% of you, you'll all have the round 13 bye covered. You should have no problems, okay? You're going to fill 18. We should all fly for this round. This is actually a good round for the teams that have the strong midfielders like the Olivers and the Lairds and the Bonds. If you've got like really top tier midfielders, you're going to fly for this. You're going to have a massive score. Because teams that have like budget players, they're gonna be featured like a Green, Kelly. They're gonna feature in our teams, but they're not gonna score huge like the Merritts. Sorry, not the Merritts, but the Olivers. So this is the time when you want to have these big players, but you probably can't bring them in at this time. You at least have one of them anyway. But let's continue now. Let's go now to the next bye round, which is the round 14 bye. In round 14, okay, you want to have, by then, you want to have 22 players primo, okay? It's very important. 22 must be primo. And of those 22 primos, the maximum round 14 bye players you should have is 7. So you can have 7 players missing, which then gives you 15 playing players, okay? 15 players that can go 100 plus, and that will give you 3 players that will go, they're most likely going to be rookies, they'll go 50 plus, because by then, most likely your 80 plus players will be gone. Okay, so you need to have 22 players that are primo. Now, let's have a look how many. The main thing is, because you don't have 22 primos right now, what you got to look for is how many players are missing, all right? How many players that can score 100 plus are missing. Not how many of these rookies are missing. How many players scoring 100 plus are missing from your team. Let's have a look. My round 14, how many have I got? Let's have a look at the moment. All right, I've got Dawson, Dacos, State. That's 3. Merritt and Setterfield. That's 5. Gorn. That's 6. So now what that means is I can afford to bring in one more because Mitchell's not a primo. Okay, so it doesn't matter about Mitchell. So I've only got 6 missing in round 14. So I can bring in an Oliver. All right, so an Oliver can replace a Setterfield. If he does that, I can actually bring in a Laird as well. So I can actually bring in Oliver and Laird. But the problem is I don't have money for that, so I just come down. I can't do that. But anyway, I'm just saying that you can. Okay, but the maximum is 7 that you have to have missing. Now, how many players do I have that can score 100 plus now? Let's have a look. Mind you, we're going to bring Steele in as well. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We counted Hopper. That's 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So, and plus Steele, that's 14. So I'm only missing 1 player that can score 100 plus. And that's going to be Oliver in my team, hopefully soon. when I have some cash. He's going to get an upgrade from Setterfield most likely anyway. But yeah, and mind you, he's not going to play that round anyway, but that's not the point, okay? So Oliver's not the key. I have to be someone else. And that's going to be the player you bring in from here, from this group. That's going to be one of these players that you bring in. That will be your 15th, okay? Even though I'm going to have Oliver, I'm also going to need another player. So that's going to be a player that I bring in from either Ryan, Sarong, Neil, Wood, Lloyd. It doesn't matter, whichever one. So one more has to come in from this batch. Okay, now let's continue. Now in round 14, who can you bring in? Well, it's going to be round 12 bye players plus round 13 bye players. Okay, now how many round 12 bye players do we have? We have all these. Okay, now round 13 bye players, there aren't many. Okay, Stewart's, spelt it wrong. Okay, Stewart's. Well, Took was one of them, but now he's not. Okay, and maybe Anderson if he's doing well. Okay, maybe Rowell or a Powell. But there aren't many choices, okay? There's not many options. So in round 14, if you bring in a player, it's going to be one of these players or one of these players, okay? That's all you got. That's all you can bring in. So you don't want to have all of these taken as well. I'm hoping to bring in Stewart if he gets tagged this week in 2 weeks' time or 3 weeks' time. We'll see how that goes. All right, let's continue now. Now in round 15. Okay, this is the murder one. This is the murder round. Now, round 15. What are we going to do? We can't, no upgrading. All right, there's going to be no upgrading in round 15 because you should have already been finished by round 14. Okay, so no upgrading. It's over. Okay, your time is up. You can't upgrade round 15, or you can, but you're going to fall behind. Now, round 15, what can you do? Who are you going to bring in? Now, how many can be missing? Well, the number has increased in round 15. Missing in round 15, you can have 9. All right, I'm giving you 9. 9 players missing, and these are players that can score 100 plus. All right, 9 players missing. The reason for this is because if you have 22 players, full primo team, if you have 22 players in your team that all score 100 plus, okay, and if you've got 9 missing, that makes it, if my mathematics is correct, okay, that makes it 13 players. 13 players. However, you have free trades, okay? You're going to sideways. And this is the only way you can do it. You're going to sideways 3 of them. They're going to be gone. Which then makes it, you'll have 16 players that can go 100 plus. And if you have 16 players that can go 100 plus, most teams are going to struggle to have 12 or 13. You're going to fly. Okay, this is where you make points. Okay, round 14 and 15 is so vital this year. That's why Setterfield, I'm planning on making Oliver, and I'm going to leave Ashcroft as he is until the bye. I'm just going to keep him for the bye rounds. Same as Hopper. And Hopper can go in round 15. Sorry, yeah, in round 15. So that's the plan. You're going to have... That's what you got. And in round... And who can you bring in? In round 15, you can bring in players from round 12, 13, and 14. So you got a bigger selection now to choose from. So this is where you can switch Kelly into a Laird. You're gonna have a bit of cash behind you. Not that we have much, but you got to do your trades then. That's where you go nuts. So that's when you can do all your switches. You can go. Well, you can't go to English because English is not there. But these two are playing, so English is going to be hard to get for players that don't have him right now. But the rest, we're going to breeze through it. As long as you got everything up to date and we don't have any injuries. That's the main thing, the injuries, okay? Just come at the end with injuries. All right, let's continue. I forgot to do one small thing, okay? I forgot to show you my round 15 and how many players are in my team are missing. Just come at the end, I'm going to show you now. Now, how many 100 plus players are missing? Sheasel is 1, Bont, Taranto, Kelly, Green, Hopper, okay, because we're going to sideways Hopper. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We said 9, yeah? So we've got 6. Rosie, 7. Cogs 8, Zeeble 9. So we've got the right amount. We've got 9 missing, so that's worked out perfect. All right, let's continue. Now for our summary, let's write down here summary, just so it's all in one notepad. Okay, for summary, round 12, you need to have, what was it? 20 players. 20 players that go 100 plus in round 12. All right, and 5. Let's go here. 5 of them, 5 players missing. That's the key. I think 5 is the key. If you can have 5 missing, because the 5 that you got missing can cover for rounds 13 and 14. If you got 4 missing, it doesn't cover. It's not enough. So I think 5 is the perfect number. Okay, now round 13. What was it? Okay, round 13. It didn't matter. Okay, so it doesn't matter. But you need to bring in. So round 13, you just got to bring in 1 or 2 primos. Depends how much you can afford. 1 or 2 primos. Most likely 1. Probably can afford 1. So just put 1. Bring in 1 primo in round 13, and it has to be a round 12 player. Okay, any one of those that I suggested. Now, and that will make us 21 primos. Okay. Now in round 14, what was round 14? Let's have a look. Round 14, we need to have 22 primos. So you're gonna have 22 primos. Okay. So you're gonna bring in 1 extra primo, which will be the 21st. Bring 1 primo. You're also going to make sure you have 7 players missing. 7 is a key number. Okay. You can have 6 missing. It's even better. Okay. If you've got 6 missing, you're laughing. All right. Let's write here 6 or 7. 6 to 7 missing in this round, okay? And we've got to bring in another primo. So if you've got 20 primos in round 12, you'll have the 21st one in round 13 and the 22nd one in round 14. So that's your team, full primo. Now, in round 15, get down here. In round 15, we had, again, 22 primos. We don't have to bring any primos. We're going to sideways 3 of them. Sideways 3 primos. Okay, and you need to have 9 missing. And that's my key this year to playing the bye rounds. Okay, I'm going to cancel. Anyway, that's the key. All right, so that's my formula this year. Round 12. You can even write this down, okay? I'll give you time. You can actually pause it. I don't have to give you time. Just come down. Like round 12, 20 players missing, or 20 players, 100 plus. Now, how do you get to 20 players that can score 100 plus? Let's have a look. How do we do that? How many rounds have you got left? We're in round 8 now. We've got 4 weeks. You've got enough time. You might not have enough cash, okay? But you've got to find a way, all right? You've got to find a way to get to 20. And then just hope there's no injuries. Okay, let's continue. Now, here's the plan, and this is where it gets very sticky, okay, because I showed you the bye rounds, and we showed you how we can overcome all these obstacles, but there's one thing I didn't show you, okay, and this is the very important thing. It's the trades left. That's 17. I mean, to get to a stage where I'm at right now, I had to go crazy hard, okay, and I've done that, but now things are going to change because we have to use our trades now. So what we're going to do, okay, we have 18, I counted 18 primos in my team right now, and that's including Hopper as a primo. Work that one out. Just coming down. He's my primo, right? Well, I'm going to keep him until round 15 anyway. He's going to be one of my sideways trades in round 15. And now, so we've got 18 primos. So, with 18 primos, in round 9, which is next week, we're going to make 2 trades. And we'll have 19 primos, because next week, we're going to bring in Steel, okay, so that's 19 primos next week. In round 10, we're also going to do 2 trades, so we'll have 20 primos, but we'll have 13 trades left. It's getting low, okay, we've got 20 primos. We'll reach the goal of 20 primos right now, but the player that we're going to take out is going to be either Setterfield or Ashcroft, one of the 2, to get this primo because they're higher priced. Okay, so they've got good value, although Setterfield might lose some value. Now, in round 11, we're going to do one trade. All right, and it's going to be for a rookie, just to generate some extra cash now, because we're going to be running low on cash again after we've done this round 10 trade. Round 11, we need more cash, so we'll do another trade, one more trade. Round 12, we do one trade again, and that's for a rookie, and that now has 11 trades left, but we have enough cash in round 13 to bring in a primo, okay, which then gives us 9 trades left. Now, we may not use 2 trades. We can even just use the 1 trade, but I just said 2 trades just to be safe, all right, and just to overestimate, okay. So 2 trades again, and we have 21 primos and 9 trades left. Now, in round 14, we'll do 2 more trades to get our 22nd primo, but we have 7 trades left. So then the situation then becomes in round 15, what are we going to do, all right? In round 15, we have 3 trades, okay, sideways, or we're going to do 2 trades. What is that, 20? What is it, 20? I haven't got 20 trades, so we're going to do 2 or 3 trades sideways. That's why your round 15 numbers, all right, wherever they are now, okay, here it is. If you have 9 missing, okay, if you sideways 2 of them, you'll have 7 missing. You'll still have 15 primos. So if you do sideways of 2 primos, it's still enough. You can't have any more than 9 missing. All right, that's your max, 9 missing. If you have less, it's even better. But if you have more, you're in trouble. So yeah, 9 missing is I would say is your max. Or you can, if you're good on trades, you can have 10 missing and go 3 primos sideways. But yeah, I might have to do 2 trades, okay? If I work it out, I might have to do 2 trades. And that then leaves me with 5 trades left for the run home. And I don't have this year, I don't have the 23rd primo. Nor have, okay? However, if I can last about 3 rounds or 4 rounds with no injuries, I can possibly use 2 trades and get one. And probably a El Cheapo one, and that'll be my 23rd primo. Anyway, that's the plan, okay? The plan is that we're going to run out of trades again. It happens every year, okay? And when you play aggressive, you don't have a choice, okay? This is going to get me in the top 1% finish. This may get me to the top 10. This may not, okay? But you need a plan, we have gone aggressive. We're gonna come back really hard, especially during the bye rounds. But nothing is guaranteed because injuries are a major factor, and we just don't want these injuries because we don't want to lose these trades now. They're vital now. That's all for today. Thank you for joining, and I hope this helped. And remember one thing: it's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. Ciao for now.
That's all, folks.